Hello everyone, and welcome to my second video about Magicka Warden. This is a Magicka build for the Warden in light armor with dual eye stays. Yes, I wanted to do dual eye stays because I like the Cryomonger archetype for the Magicka Warden and I'm trying to make it work. So let's get over the stats and the sets. We are using 2 pieces of Bloodspawn. This gives us stamina recovery, which is very important because we don't have a shield sword on board. And the ultimate regen in Warden is crazy with the shimmering shield, but with the Bloodspawn it's actually even more, which gives us even a spammable as our ultimate, which is the healing ultimate. You can literally spam that with Bloodspawn. With 5 pieces of light, we are using a really nice set that I just found out that is the ESO set. This is crazy because it actually grants us to not using shields in light armor. If you see the 5th bonus, when you are affected by disabling effects, immobilization or snare, you heal 3.1k unbuffed every 1 second. That's literally a tick of vigor, I guess. Particularly when you are in combat, you are always disabled or immobilized or snared. So it's always up. Everything is impenetrable but the chest piece, which is infused. As accessories, we are using the Lich set with 2 spell damage and 1 regen. This is our backup set. We get on the back bar for proccing it, and since we are not running a very high regen, I find this very useful. On our main bar, we're using the Master Eye Staff. This is mostly because the clench, the frost clench, it's cheaper by 30%, that's huge, and deals a little bit more damage. The enchant is shock, the electricity enchant, because even the enchant on weapons have the possibility to proc the concussion for shock, I mean, the concussion status effects, that gives you 8% more damage on target. It's very nice and very useful. On back bar we have the Lich stuff, of course, with the stamina regen enchant. Since we are not running shields, we can't heavy attack for stamina back, so proccing this once in a while is worth it. Our stats are, on our front bar, for 39k, 30k we should say, Magicka. It's 1600 regen, which is way much more in the back bar. 800 stamina recovery, which is very nice because, of course, again, we are not running any shields and we can block with the eye staff. The eye staff, when equipped, gives you block reduction, and it's actually worthwhile blocking with the stuff. Of food, we are using the 3 stats food for extra everything, and also extra stamina. Our spell damage unbuffed is 2k, which is very average, but with the Magicka we have, it's no issue. And our spell critica 42. Our spell and physical resistance are buffed are the normal for light armor, but buffed they get much higher, and you get 8% damage reduction. I will let you see later. Our skills, we have Frost Reach, our main spammable. With the Master Staff is useful and actually has the chance to root the enemies. As a Magicka Warden, you won't have any stuns apart from your ultimate, you need to know that if you're using an Eye Staff. So if you are in a group, that's no issue, because your group actually have stuns in their class. This is only bothersome in solo, but in solo again, if you don't ultimate, you don't win. You actually can kill anyone without an ultimate, and your ultimate stuns. That's the only thing that stuns in Warden. Look at this. This is your best buddy now. Deep Fissure for the burst damage and for the major breach. Black Lady of Frost, I prefer this instead of the Warden one because this is actually more damage, costs less, and you don't have the trouble to cast it twice in a row. If you double click it on the Warden one, you can actually spam it a little bit more, which is not worth. You're just losing Magicka, and it's a mistake. So Blockade of Frost actually is worth it more. Screaming Cliff Races, I didn't know how to put it there. I tried Growing Swarm, but even if it was cheap, it wasn't worth it. The swarm doesn't spread if the target dies. It spreads only when the effect ends. I saw that. And the Cliff Racer, every time you use it, actually heals you for some health, like you see there, because it's counted as a pet. So since it's counted as a pet, you heal when it's unsummoned or used. Our fifth skill is Inner Light. We need some more Magicka, and this is actually gives us a lot more with the Magicka Regen 2, and some crit chance. Permafrost, the best skill on Warden. It stuns everyone that's on you. It gives your team a lot of time to deal damage to burst, and it's unblockable. If you get it 3 times, you're stunned. The damage is nice, the damage mitigation is nice, everything of this skill is nice. I shouldn't say that because, of course, Zenimax is gonna nerf this. We all know about that, so Warden will always be just a healing tool, but I hope they don't. On our back bar we have Living Trails. This is more of a damage mitigation skill than a healing skill, because it gives us every time we are hit, we actually heal, but it's very worthwhile. It doesn't cost much. It's a nice amount of damage mitigation. It's worth. Natural Embrace, the one of the best healing you can have on a Warden, but one of the trickiest because you need an ally. Without an ally, you can't do anything. With this, you can't proc it on your pets, you can proc it on a tree, you can proc it only on your allies. Even NPCs, you can proc it on NPCs. So you need to stick your butt to some allies. If you wanna go solo, you can replace this with Lotus, or maybe Corrupting Pollen. Actually, Corrupting Pollen would be nicer, because you have the time for this to proc. With the ESO and the Living Trails, you actually have the time for it to proc. Shimmering Shield, no brainer, due to Major Heroism. A lot of stuff. Blue Betty, Major Sorcery and Regen. What can you ask for? And Ice Fortress. Since we are in light armor, the damage we get is high, so the minor protection is actually higher. You get a higher value on minor protection than in light than in heavy armor, just for this. Healing Ticket has our healing ultimate. This is for the oh shit moments when you are zerged up. You can use this pretty much every 10 seconds or so with the Bloodspawn proc and the Shimmer Shield, and you have no trouble healing yourself. You have so many healing over times that you actually stamina more than Magicka for how you can play, but with the high stuff and the range skills, you're like a ranged stamina thing. It's cool. So, how this playstyle? The playstyle is actually a little bit of support, because you are Warden, of course. This class was built for supporting, but it was also built for the burst. You need to see the healers, see the squishies, like Nightblades, etc., and you dot them, you pursue them, you annoy them. And if you're in a duo, for example, you keep your teammate alive, because if you keep your teammate alive, you're alive. If your teammate dies, you die. It's a pretty symbiotic synergy, but it's very nice. I really like the Warden playstyle. Even it's a little bit strange that a class like this doesn't have a stun. We are also vampires, and we run the Atronach stone. Our food is the tree nut, like I said. So was my build for the Warden, and now I showed you my champion points. 64 in Elemental Expert for some damage, Spell Erosion, Earthborn for some crits, Blessed for the hard healing. The healing with a shield is very much needed. Shattering Blows for those pesky shields. Some stuff expert, and Master at Arms for the direct damage, Frost Clench and Bird. Thaumaturgy for our dots, which is the ice, and our ultimate. Some crit resistance, Ironclad for the direct damage taken. Thick-skinned, since we are not a Templar, we can purge very much with the Battlinech. The Battlinech does purge one negative effect, but it's not much. I mean, you can purge the siege that goes through you when you're sieging, but you can't purge the 10 people attacking you with different debuffs and etc. RD for the stamina, of course, and Elemental Defender for the Magicka. We are Breton, I forgot to say, so I put in less on Elemental Defender because I have more spell resistance. Quick recovery. I put many on this because I like it. Even if we are not Argonian, we need this. It goes with the blessing, the blessed champion point, and gives us a lot of more healing. Elemental Expert Defender. Since the last patch, this is also very much needed because of the light attack buff. Sprinter, I dumped some points here. Siphoner for decreasing the enemy stamina regen or Magicka regen. Warlord for breaking free. We don't have a mean to regen our stamina away from tri-stat pots, so getting more points on this would actually be nicer. Arcanist for our Magicka recovery. Tenacity for our heavy attacks. If you are glow on Magicka, something on Tenacity will actually make it worth to heavy attack and get it back. Befoul, I just dumped some points here when I ran the Corrupted Pollen. Tumbling, the reducing our dodge, and Shadow Ward. We are actually blocking. We are blocking with the ice stuff. We are blocking the Night Blades with the incapacitating strikes. We are blocking the heavy attacks of heavy builds, and we are blocking the sorcerers. So putting a lot of points here actually gives us time to regen our stamina when it's needed, to follow back, to actually block the burst. So this is all for my Magicka Warden build in light armor. I ran that solo and in duo, and it's actually working a little bit. It actually trades a little bit more damage for less tankiness than my other build. Hope you like it, and wreck those noobs.